What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Speak No Evil, starring James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, and Scoot McNairy. Scoot. So, are we naming kids verbs now? Like push McNairy, kick McNairy, and punch McNairy. Well, not now, but I mean, first of all, James McAvoy has to be one of the most underrated actors of all time. And yeah, he was recognized for his role in a certain movie I'm going to bring up later on. But still, this guy doesn't get the props he deserves.
You're being ridiculous.
No, I'm not being ridiculous, okay? My point is solid, all right? This man has a way of... I think it's just the way his face looks. But any character he plays, they always look like they're on the brink of insanity, no matter who he plays. And this man played Professor Xavier, and that's not... some would not consider that an insane man. That'd be Magneto. But yeah, he still made Xavier look like he had a lot more issues than he already had. Okay. So I've got to talk about a lot of his, or just four of James McAvoy's iconic roles. First one up, 2008, Wanted. He played Wesley. All right, this sweaty, scared looking, I'm out of place anywhere I am in the movie character stood out to me. And this was James McAvoy's first big role, in my opinion. I don't know what he did after this. I'm not concerned about that. I don't really care. I just know he played Wesley, and that's the first time I saw James McAvoy on the screen. Didn't know he was going to come out to be the star he is now. All right. But in that movie, he did so many iconic things. All right, like punching his friend out and the teeth flying all over the place, and just being the commentator to a lot of crazy characters in the movie. I mean, just the mind of someone who doesn't have the confidence these other characters have, and knows that he's a loser, and so on and so on. Just giving his thought on his everyday life and other people in it. In an action movie. I almost forget that that's an action movie. Okay? Next one. In 2011, X-Men First Class, Charles Xavier. The one that brought James McAvoy to the big leagues. We're in the big leagues now, James. Okay, you're in a Marvel... somewhat, yeah, it's a Marvel movie now. So, everybody got their eyes on you, man. We're comparing this to the other guys, Xavier. I'll easily do that. No problem. No problem. Okay. This Xavier had an actual personality. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about with James McAvoy. He brought personality to one of the most boringest, and I know it's not a word, boringest characters in X-Men. I'm not saying he's a bad character. Yeah, Xavier is a powerful mutant. The powers are crazy. But personality-wise, no. There were no party scenes with Xavier. Not in the comic books, okay? At least. All right, so, I mean, James McAvoy made that possible. So I can easily say that James McAvoy played the better Xavier, in my opinion. Okay, the more interesting Xavier. Another example. In 2013, in a movie called Filth, Bruce. Now, this is not a well-known movie like that. I mean, some people know about this movie, but not a lot. Not as much as X-Men or Wanted or the next one I'm going to name after this. Okay, so just know this. Bruce starts out already a strange kind of guy in this movie. And it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. And James McAvoy knew how to navigate that ride. All the way through the entire film. Okay, he knew how to roll with that character. So where we saw the progress, or some might say digress, in this man's just overall demise, is the downfall of what was going on with this character. And it's been a minute since I've seen it, so I don't remember everything, just to be fair, but I do remember a certain part at the end of this movie where he was doing some very, very weird stuff, which I do not like to recall. But he did that. And only James McAvoy could pull that off and still be a respected actor. Okay, I'm just gonna put it like that. All right, next one. In 2016, Split, Kevin, or what we all know him as, the Beast. There's other characters he plays in that movie, of course, all the same person. But the Beast is the overpowering one. It's the dominating one in this. Of course, do I even have to say too much about this role? I really don't have to say a lot about this role. That man did his damn thing with that role. Okay? He man, from every angle, he brought it. Every character, every personality he played was just out of this world. All right? From the woman to the kid to the weird guy, the other guy. And then, of course, the Beast, which was so intimidating. Insane to think that a normal person could have his whole physiology, physical, okay, change like that. I'm going to get off that. That's just a crazy ass movie within itself. And now we have him as this maniac and Speak No Evil. And my question is, will this role be worthy enough to throw on the list? We're about to find out. Speak No Evil. For those that don't know, for those that don't know where, as many times as I went to the theater to see other movies that have nothing to do with this, the topic, the category of the movie at all, a completely different movie. You're going to see this trailer at the beginning of that movie. That trailer was in every movie. And if you still don't know, God bless, man. You're still over there on that trip. Probably not coming back. All right. You're on that trip. You're not coming back. You have to be somewhere out there. You're lost goods now. All right. Because everybody knows about this penalty. Immediate penalty. All right. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Speak No Evil. Pretty much about this family of a wife, husband, and a daughter who's on a little trip out somewhere. I forget where they're at, but they're on a trip. Having dinner. This kind of starts off abruptly. They're having dinner with a whole bunch of other families and couples. And there's one family in particular, the one that James McAvoy is the father of, with his wife and his son, who can't talk. But they seem outgoing at first. They seem like a fun couple to be around. Joking, and everybody's full of laughter and making fun of other. That's always the breaker for the cool couple. They make fun of other couples. So they did that to win their points, okay? And so they get in good with this poor, gullible couple over here, all right? And, everything's cool and dandy, and why do they hang out? And then they invite them down to their little cabin for the weekend or whatever. And they decide to take them up on their offer because this is the most pushed over couple of people I've ever seen in my life. All right. And they say yes. And so when they get down to that little house way off in the woods somewhere that nobody knows where that's located, things are cool at first, and they find out just how uninhibited this couple is, and they're not afraid to express their sexual desires and blah 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 blah. And that couple is kind of messed up with their sex life, and and the kid's weird and everything, and they have to explain that a lot. The father starts to crack and show another side to himself that might not be safe for the whole family. And now we have a problem. And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. James McAvoy does his damn thing again. He did it again. All right? If nobody else held their end up in this movie, he did. He already had the look. You know what I'm saying? He already had the I'm insane look. So it was already there. The trailer's going to let you know this is. Honestly, the trailer shouldn't have sipped too much. Let us kind of be surprised. And I also know there's another version of this, like the original version, like a foreign movie or something like that. So I'll watch that later on. But yeah, we already knew. But still, he played it so damn well. All right. I was just waiting for him to have that first moment where it's like, oh, this man is crazy. Get out of there now. Another positive. Ant's sorrow was strongly felt. All right. And if you're wondering who Ant is the son of the crazy family, the crazy couple. All right. He couldn't talk. The dad said his tongue was too small for his mouth, and he had problems talking. Some kind of disease, but I think it's made up. I think it's made up. But he said it in the movie. I can't pronounce it. I cannot pronounce it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But yes, it's a disease that he said the son had. But all through the movie, the son was trying to warn them, the couple, please, something is wrong. But he just couldn't talk. He did it mostly through the daughter the entire time, trying to give her clues and text clues about things through signs and signals and showing her pictures and other things going on with this family that's not right. And she slowly caught on. It took a long time. I don't think the daughter is that bright, but it took a long time for her to catch on a lot of that stuff. But still, the things that this kid has been through, through his life, the way the dad treated him was crazy. That was crazy. Who wouldn't be traumatized? Not just getting your tongue Not gonna say anything about that. Your tongue, something happened to the tongue, okay? And just having that happen, who wouldn't be traumatized severely when the stuff he went? I felt at a certain moment in the movie, I felt the pain. I was like, oh man, because the son just let it all out at a certain point, and you get it, okay? This child actor did a great job at the character he played, okay? Bottom line, hands down. Last positive. There were a lot of underlying issues in both relationships, but especially in the main character couple relationship. Okay, it gets crazy. It gets real disrespectful and crazy. I knew something was wrong when both couples were having dinner, and the main character couple, the wife said, well, he's happy when he gets it. You know what I'm talking about. He's happy when he gets sex because he barely gets it. Like it was funny. Like it was a joke to tell other people you barely know that your sex life is dry. It's a desert. It's Sahara. It's Sahara Desert. It's dried up. All right. Well, meanwhile, the other couple, they're having lots of that, just under the weirdest circumstances ever. All right. So, there's problems on that side too. A lot of problems. But with our main characters, all right, it's just, there's a lot. There was some cheating or some lightweight cheating going on with the phone text, and the wife got a text that she was not supposed to get. And, of course, they're going to make the man look like he shouldn't be upset about this, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So they had a lot of issues going on, which leads to, in my opinion, the man just being weak. I'll get to that in a minute. But for now, the reason I think that these underlying issues of this couple is a positive is because it makes it interesting on what takes place later on, what occurs later on, when it all comes down to it. That third act, and people knowing people's problems with their marriage, their marital issues. Ah, man, I guarantee you, certain people take advantage of those issues. Okay, and that's a good element to the movie. All right, very good element. Negatives. Like I was saying, Ben is so damn weak. Ben is the dad of the main couple, okay? Our lead characters in the movie. The reason I say this is because there were so many times that James McAvoy's character pushed up on Ben's wife with the caressing and the playing with her neck and kissing her. He kissed her at one point, and no one said too much more than what they said. They did nothing more than give weird looks to each other. Strange looks towards each other the entire time. He did nothing. He did nothing but stand by. Shoot. There were some points where he didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even acknowledge what this guy was doing to your own wife, man. How weak are you? Now, unless y'all are like swingers or something, are you swingers? I would like to ask that question, because I don't think they were. I don't think they were swingers. And this man was hitting on your wife constantly. Not only that, this man whined more than the wife did. He whined and cried and oh honey, I'm doing it. I can't just I can't. I don't know what to do. And there was a scene where he did that. And I was waiting for her to slap him and say, be a man. Man up. Man the hell up, man. But that didn't happen. Okay. It almost got close to that. I could feel that part coming up, and it unfortunately didn't make it through the movie with that scene that I thought would happen. But man, as a character, as a father, I don't care if it's just the one kid, you are just the weakest dad I've seen in a movie yet. The weakest. Next negative. Spoil alert. I guess I'll just say spoiler alert. I don't know if it's actually a spoiler, but just in case somebody thinks it is, spoiler alert. All right. This family was almost out of there. Twice. The first time they really were out of there. They really had a chance. To just let the credits roll and end the damn movie all together. All right. But what happened was this. As they're rolling down the street, the daughter starts to realize her stuffed rabbit or whatever was still back at the cabin. Or the house or whatever that is. And she started to have this crying fit and cry and boo-hoo. And they were like, what's wrong, honey? What's wrong? Of course they did that. And she's like, oh, my bunny, I can't. And she starts scratching and itching. I'm like, what the hell? Man, who has these fits? Who has these fits like this over a rabbit? Even as a kid, what? No, that's weird. And then, because they don't turn around and get it, and they said, we're going to buy you another one, she kicks the back of the dad's seat while he's driving, makes them almost crash into a truck, a semi-truck, man. And he gives in, and he turns around, and he goes back. I don't know about you. And I don't have kids. Maybe I shouldn't. There's a reason I don't. But there would have been no turning back. No U-turns at all. The U-turns we would have made was to find us a good little spot so someone can see that belt. I don't care what you think what I just said, man. That's crazy. That's out of line. That's out of line and uncalled for. Honestly. No. I'm not kicking the back of my parents' seat and think that I'm going to live past that. I'm going to still exist after I kick the back of my dad's seat while he's driving. It's not a go. So that irritated me right there. I don't know how. My mind just kind of went to another place after that scene, and it kind of just threw everything off for the rest of this movie. But moving on. It was hard to feel sympathy for the vegan, gunless family. Not only they did not eat meat, they did not believe in carrying firearms. You don't have to. I mean, you're gonna need it. It can come in handy. In a movie like this, it could. So just them not believing in this and you being so gullible and being so just bowing to everything. It just I don't understand why people like that. I'm not trying to dog vegans, but I'm just saying, like, it's almost like you have to force them to eat a hamburger.
Let me have a double burger.
But that's besides the point. So I'm gonna have to give this movie an I. Yes, I'm giving this an I. It just, there were certain parts of this film that just were not clicking. I think at that certain part where they turned the car around the first time, I lost it. I lost it. I couldn't do anything else with my thoughts but think about that part. Press that like button, subscribe.